So I am going to explain how to develop your audiation capability for public improvisation. I did a video about this already, but in Germany, and I explored perhaps another aspect of the same thing. And here I want to highlight the importance of this again, because I perceived this problem in my own concerts. So the thing is, people don't know how to actually develop the ear training. One reason for this is that they over focus on transcribing music. Okay, I am going to give a very important exercise that you might never seen anywhere. Okay, and I'm speaking with confidence about this because I read not few books on improvisation. So the key thing is this. So the starting point is another gold pill exercise that will be important for harmony on piano, and this will be that you, of course, just play any type of chord progression. This you should know already, and you are going to sing with your chord progression. Okay, so this is the first elementary level. You should be able to harmonize yourself, to connect chords with each other. This is the topic of harmony on piano that you also can learn with me. So the first level you should have very fluently. So or for example, and so on. Now, this is another part of the course, another exercise. Now, the true exercise that will be the good pill for the preparation for a public improvisation. Principally, if you are not a Frank Zappa with sick absolute ear, or a Steve Vai, or other type of good mad improvisers, also the organ people. What you're going to do, you will do the same thing, and you will do so much that you start to lower your voice. So you start to lower your voice and start to be like the Glenn Gould. Okay. And by the way, the beauty of the chord progression is still not important. You don't need a form. Just noodle around with the chords. Do even sick things like whatever. Okay. Oops, I lost. You lower the voice, the volume of the voice, and now the voice starts to disappear. then your voice disappear, but your internal singing keep going. So this is the secret. Because what happens, it's fascinating, principally when you get nervous or tired. By the way, in my last improvisation, I was not nervous, but I was tired. It was suddenly 32 grad. It was very hot suddenly at the organ. It was so hot. It was too hot. And your brain starts to boil like water. Then you lose a lot of power. And here is where technique comes in. And then this will happen, even if it starts very inspired. Suddenly, you start to disconnect your audiation, your internal singing, start to disconnect from your fingers. And here is where the improvisation falls apart. And when this happens, then you still need a lot of harmony and counterpoint technique, for people don't perceive that it followed apart. So the good technique of improvisation is when people will not, it followed apart, but people will not perceive. Perhaps only very attentive musicians will perceive, but normally you know that it followed apart. Not the people. This is the ideal scenario. If people also know, then this is problem. And what holds the last structure of the improvisation is your harmony and counterpoint techniques. It's your Tonsatz. But what makes the improvisation fall apart from the point of view of beauty is a disconnect between your audiation and your harmony and counterpoint techniques. So it breaks, because then you start to just see fingers and material movement. Okay, just physical movement. You start just to improvise with the eyes. You start go with the eyes. Okay, so you start to look. Okay, this will be the natural reaction when you go in this stressful modus. Okay, you start to be an animal. Then you go to your first sensorial element, so the visual elements. But in the visual category, there is nothing to find in music. Okay, so you start to just see, and then you lose the musicality, and you can perceive when the music is going well. You're just going like this, like the Kate Jarrett, no, or like. You are free. You are visually free. So here's the tip for you. But I'm already teaching too much. If you want to learn with me, you go to a lesson with me. You book a lesson with me to learn the basics, to know if you are already in the stage of improvising. And you are always in the stage of improvising, but in the stage of learning improvisation, it's a different thing with a teacher. And or perhaps you need to start from the start to learn a piano piece, things like this, and that's it. Here is just a tip to perhaps to motivate you to go forward and do as I did, to suck less in music. See you later. Ciao, ciao.